If you're new to live poker, it might seem a little daunting at first. Whether or not you come from an online background or not, playing live is a little bit different. So today I want to walk you through the process just in case this is your first time doing it or you're trying to make sure you're not making any social faux pas, and then I'll give you some tips for how to play live poker even better, especially if you're a beginner player. Let's get into it. Good morning, how are we doing today? My name is James Sweeney, aka Split Suit. I'm a poker player, coach, and author, and I've been around this game for about 2 decades now. And I actually started playing live poker when I was just 18. I was lucky enough to go to college in Syracuse, and I was right next to Turning Stone Casino, which I'm not sure if it still is an 18+ casino, but at least it was when I was in school. So I got to cut my teeth on live play very, very early. And I could still distinctly remember the first time I ever played live poker at Turning Stone. It was very overwhelming. First time you have to interact with floor, you have to deal with dealers, possibly calling over the floor, so many different things that can happen, not to mention there's just a lot of noise going on. It can be a lot. So if you're a little nervous about it right this moment, don't worry about it, you'll get through it. Just make sure to follow some of the steps we talk about in this video. Alright, so let's just start from the very beginning. How do you find a live game? Well, there are 2 major places I would look for if you're looking for a local card room or casino. One is the Bravo app. You can download that on your phone, look around for card rooms near you. It's also very, very good because it shows you how many games are running in those places. Now, it requires that a room is using the proper software that links into the Bravo app. Not all rooms do, so that's not going to be the place where you're going to find all your options. The other one is the Poker Atlas app or webpage. Very, very good. You can find everything near you. Also, reviews on the room, very, very helpful. And just a quick hint in case you've never done this before is you can typically call your card room in advance and put your name on the list, and sometimes that's good for 30 minutes or 60 minutes, but it essentially allows your name to be right there on the list, so by the time you get there, you drive, you park, you get into the card room, hopefully your name is right up there at the top. Seat might be waiting for you, but it might save you a tremendous amount of waiting time, which can be extremely helpful, especially if you typically play on Friday nights or Saturday nights. Calling in advance is very, very helpful if the card room allows for it. Alright, so once you actually get to the poker room, where do you go first? You should go directly to the front podium and talk to whoever is there, figure out what the situation is. If you haven't already put your name on a list, now is the time to do so. If you did call in advance, you can go check in, say, hey, I'm here, what's the situation, how much longer do I have to wait? Do not go directly to a table, go to the front podium and figure out what is going on there. Now, assuming that everything is looking good, it's not like a 5-hour wait time to get on a table or anything like that. Now it is time, since you're already at the podium, just ask the floor, hey, how do y'all prefer that I get chips? Some rooms, it's going to be you can buy them directly at the table. Others, you have to go to a cage. And a cage is just simply the area where you go and you trade your dollars for chips. And then at the end, you trade your chips back in for dollars. Good to go, very, very simple, just called a cage. So just ask them how they prefer it. Some rooms are different. Some, the first buy needs to get bought at the cage. Other rooms have chip runners. It kind of changes in a bunch of different locations. So just ask the floor while you're already there and get that sorted out. Now, if you're still at the podium getting checked in and there's not like a bunch of people behind you, I might take a moment and go to the floor and say, hey, this is my first time in this room. Are there any like different rules or atypical things that I need to be aware of in this particular card room? And I say that because I have played in poker rooms all over the US. I've played in charity games up in New Hampshire. I've played in cash games in Florida. Don't even get me started on the way that cash games get run in Portland. Like, rules and things can change all over the place. Structures, especially when you get outside of a casino and go to like a dedicated card room, it can change massively. So it doesn't hurt to take a moment and just ask, hey, are there any things that I need to be aware of in advance? Trust me, it can help save you quite a few headaches, especially in certain rooms, because oftentimes the floor kind of knows what you're looking for. They're going to say, hey, this is how this is structured, or hey, this is a rule here. Just if you have a moment and you can, I would definitely suggest it. It might save you a couple of headaches down the line. And then at this point, you pretty much just wait till your name is called, go to the front podium, check in, ask what table to go to. They tell you, go to that table, go play, go enjoy yourself, and hopefully cash out with a little bit more than what you came with. Easy peasy. But the big thing I'll give you is ask questions if you get lost and confused. Observe, see how the game is playing overall, but if you're like, I don't understand why that happened, I don't understand this, ask the dealer. If you're like, maybe I'll just go ask the floor, go to the podium, ask someone there. Don't hesitate to ask questions if you get lost or confused, but in general, just play poker. It's poker at the end of the day. It's just a little bit of a different process than if you're playing online. Pretty simple though. Alright, so as I promised in the beginning, I did want to leave you with a couple of tips just to make your life a little bit easier and hopefully more profitable when it comes to playing live, especially if you're newer to it. The first tip to understand is that live games are typically loose and passive. Unless you show up at 11 a.m. on a weekday, chances are the game is just going to be pretty splashy overall. Very, very common for live games. So because of this, you want to be selective preflop. You want to be aggressive with your strong hand. You want to be very selective with your bluffing in general. You don't want to just go crazy and just start bombing off a whole bunch of bluffs. Instead, understand that most players did not drive all the way to a poker room just to sit there and fold. So because of that, a nice tight aggressive strategy is typically going to capitalize on that and is just going to be recommended. Tip number 2 is to shut your mouth about poker when you're not in that hand. If you don't currently have a live hand, don't talk about the board texture, don't talk about what you think somebody has, don't do any of that. Oftentimes that's actually against the rules, but also don't be the goofball that constantly says, oh, I would have had trips if I didn't fold there. Nobody cares, literally nobody, and oftentimes you end up giving more information about your ranges or your strategy overall when you do talk about things like that, and it doesn't add anything. Don't be the goofball that does this, please, 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 please. And tip number 3 is to make sure that you verbalize your sizes and actions. In pretty much every room I've ever played in, verbal sizes and actions are binding. And if you don't verbalize things, it can create a tremendous amount of confusion and oftentimes end results that you're not particularly happy with. So for instance, let's just say that you're playing 1-2 cash and someone opens to 10 bucks, you throw out a single green 25 chip trying to 3-bet them, but you didn't announce it. Well, if you didn't announce it, that's actually going to be considered a call there. So that's oftentimes going to create some confusion, especially for newer players, and something you want to be aware of. If you're playing online, of course, this kind of mistake wouldn't happen, but when you're playing live, you have to announce your action and your size to save yourself a tremendous amount of headaches. Now, in this video, we've talked a lot about the overall process and social faux pas related to live poker. If you want to make sure you're not making any strategic mistakes as well, I would highly suggest signing up for Core and studying a little bit before you start playing live poker. redchippoker.com/core. It's the most structured A to Z poker course that's ever existed, and there's a complete sub-course in there all about live cash games specifically. Highly, highly recommend it if you're looking for up the strategic part of your live cash games. Again, redchippoker.com/core to sign up and enroll today. It's only $5 a week, and honestly, the best value in poker training you're possibly going to find. But I think that's a good place to put a pin in it for now. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you have any comments or questions, please do not hesitate to let me know. Leave a comment down below, and of course a thumbs up on the video would be massively appreciated. If you need anything, let me know. Otherwise, if you're looking for what to watch next, click that right there. I think you're really going to enjoy it. See you over there shortly, and in the meantime, good luck out there and happy grinding.